A little check 1-2, check 1-2. Check, check, check. Okay, we are working. Good. Well, welcome. Game 1, Season 2, Orangeville Prep Women's Basketball. This is the start of a new campaign, the 2024-25 season. A few new characters in the mix. Some of the usuals still here. So back starting for Orangeville Prep, number 22, Cameron McMaster. How Cameron goes, that's how Orangeville Prep goes. He's one of the most dominant forwards in the OSBA last year and looking to solidify that this year right now. Also on the floor, number 35, Avery Miller, 10, Katie Firth. Number 3, Fiona Madigan. And it looks like number 30, Mackenzie Feinbaum, new player here with Orangeville. So for Crestwood, lots of changes. We'll get into that as the game goes on, but Brooke McLeod going to be a major player for Crestwood this year. Number 15, Mary Grace Talay. Number 12, Avery Orije. She is out of this world good. Number 3, Marie Denise and Tabu, excuse me. It's the name I'll get there. And then I know I'm missing one more. Yeah, number 11, Tyann Matosis Adderley. So Crestwood comes in on the heels of back-to-back OSBA championships. Last year, you could make an argument, one of, if not the best team in all of North America, certainly top 5 for sure. The Crestwood girls all down at the tournaments all throughout the United States, just running over some big-time programs. And a lot of those girls gone to the NCAA and a couple others to prep schools in the U.S., but we'll get there. And Tabu. Switch it, Euro step rolls, and it doesn't go. Brooke McLeod, the rebound. It's going to be a huge year for Brooke. Orije misses on her first go. And then Cam McMaster rips it away. Here comes Orangeville. Katie Firth. Feinbaum. Feynman, excuse me. I have a friend named Feinbaum. That's what I'll get there. Well, Mackenzie, one of our new girls, so I'll figure it out at some point. And Avery Miller knocks it out. I'm Chris McKee. Appreciate you tuning in. This is my, eighth year, I think, doing Orangeville games. Second year doing the women. First basketball game for me since I was up here for the All-Canadian games, late March, early April. Spent my summer doing League One soccer, which is certainly a much slower paced game. Brooke McLeod, Matosis Adderley, Tale. A little floater, no good. Crestwood ice cold to start 1 minute in. We're still scoreless. Feynman lost a handle on it. Brooke McLeod rips that away. Tale finally first basket of the game. So that's Intabu, excuse me. Marie Denise Intabu. Miller. Avery, obviously that leg brace there, over and back. Orangeville just very careless with the ball in the opening minute. They are without their star point guard, Ayla Corrigale, dealing with a hip issue. She was a game-time decision. They were working on her pregame, and she is a no-go. She's over in her sweats. And Corrigale, I'm expecting her to have a huge season. Did a big campaign in the summer. AAU, there's Brooke McLeod. And rebound Miller. I'm having to deal with this one. There's someone sitting in front of me that has cologne on that is just so overwhelming. My eyes are watering, and I'm trying to slide down the desk here to try to get away from it because it's just burning my eyes. Firth with the shot clock winding down, and that'll be a turnover. I don't think it hit rim. So Orangeville out of sorts to start. Well, for those who know, last year they had 2 separate divisions for the women. Orangeville was in the Trillium division, which is essentially the B division. They made it to the finals before losing out to Jay Addison. Heidi and Courtney Smith, just too much, but a great first season for the Orangeville girls. Now, just 1 division. And so You know, all those teams in the Trillium. There's Brooke McLeod. Makes it 4-0 Crestwood at the 7:44 mark. But hey, Orangeville, you wanted to be with the top dogs? Well, here you go. Start off 2024-25 against the two-time OSBA and essentially national champs in Crestwood. A lot of people calling last year's Crestwood team the best women's team ever in Canada. I would agree with that. I think that version of the team was better than the one with Cheyenne Day Wilson and Tasha Lattimore and that whole program. Oh, Feynman tripped up. Ref keeps the whistle. Stolen by Matosis Adderley and leaves it for Brooke. Brooke McLeod, red hot to start. You know, Brooke has been the youngster, really brought her along 2 years ago, and a huge block by Matosis Adderley, but they're calling a foul, are they? And Madigan going to get to the free throw line. Get back to McLeod in a moment. So Fiona Madigan, North Bay's finest, at the free throw line. You know, Fiona, an outstanding track athlete. We're going to see our first substitutions. Demea Woodard enters the game. Great player last year, just got better and better every single game. So expecting big things from Demea. And then also the transfer in, number 2, Abigail Tiverge. Played at Bond Academy last year, which is the team that Orangeville came back from 20-plus points down in the semi to beat to get into the final. So Tiverge saw that and went, well, if you can't beat them, let's join them. Here she is at Orangeville, and Madigan gets Orangeville's first point of the season on the free throw. 6-1, just past the 7-minute mark. Crestwood, and that's Juliana Rogers' big 3 off the bench. They just made some substitutions as well. Also going to see number 0, Stella Evans, into the game. And Tabu, good defense. And there's Rogers, just hit that 3. McMaster, and turnover, just bounced it off her foot. Yeah, there's McLeod on D. You know, Brooke at 2026, and she's just really coming into her own. I think you can make an argument she was one of, if not the best players in the junior circuit last year. I was watching her dominate the OSBA championships. And then as soon as the junior's done, she suited up for the seniors right after. And then here's Brooke McLeod all day. She's got 6 points, and it's 11-1. And finally, Greg Firth wants a timeout. All Brooke McLeod here in the opening few minutes. So appreciate you tuning in. As usual, any issues with sound, hit me up on Twitter or X at Mr. McKee, MRMCKEE. I don't often check my Instagram during games, but you can hit me up undrafted_FA, so undrafted free agent. So an absolutely stunningly beautiful drive for this 5 p.m. tip-off here in Orangeville, driving along Highway 9. Coming in from Pickering, just the lovely fall colors all the way across the highway. So nice. A little bit of rain showers as we were creeping closer to Orangeville, but all that's cleared away. Perfectly sunny skies. So if you are heading up from the city or wherever, good day to do it. Also traffic not too bad, a little early heading in. So obviously without Cora Gale, Orangeville going to be up against it. She's just such a maestro running the point for them. Crestwood's size, an issue for everyone. So a different version of Crestwood. They're also going to have to try to find their identity. Of course, everything, all world. Toby Fournier, gone. She's a Duke Blue Devil. Chantel Stewart gone to Furman. Olivia Leong gone to Dayton. Nia Chima at UMass Lowell. Taylor Williams at Boston University. Those are just the graduating players. But to me, the biggest loss for Crestwood this offseason, Agatha McKeer coming back. But she's gone to Montford, the famed program down in Florida. And there's Abigail Tiverge with her first basket. Coming up on the 6-minute mark. 11-3 Crestwood. Stella Evans, Rogers, she hit 1 3 already, missed. We're also seeing number 1, Kendall Vevers in for the first time. She knocked that out of bounds. Kendall, a 20-27. Back into the game, Marie-Grace Tallet, number 15. She's from Terrebonne, Quebec. Class of 2026. Avery Miller back in with that leg brace on. Avery missed a good chunk of last season with that leg injury. She was off to a great start. One of the key players for Orangeville, and then missed most of the season. Came back just for the playoffs, but she was kind of a shell of what she could be, but still out there competing, which I loved, and still rocking that brace right now. So big shout out to Shaylin Santo, Orangeville alum from last year in the building, home from Brock University on Reading Week, chatting with her before the game. So Shaylin not playing university basketball, but she's going to be doing broadcasting. I gave her a reference to talk to the people down at Brock for her, so she's going to be behind the mic as well. Woodard. Demea Woodard is fouled. She'll go to the line. Juliana Rogers. Little slap on Woodard's arm. Demea, class of 2025. Second season with Orangeville. .535 mark. Not sure what the conversation is with the referees. Take a quick check of my socials to make sure. Any issues with sound, getting any names wrong, always drop me a line at Mr. McKee, MRMCKEE. College basketball just around the corner. I was doing some media day today, Big South Conference media day, one of the majors. Checking in on that press conference tomorrow. A whole bunch more, 3 or 4 I got to do tomorrow. Vevers. Good ball movement. Avery Orije, the lefty, off the mark. And Tiverge comes away with it. McMaster running the floor well. Cam, little ice cream scoop, and it drops. First bucket of the season for Cameron McMaster. 11-7, so Orangeville settled down. Evans pull up 3, swish. Too much room for any girl in a blue and white jersey with Crestwood. Someone forgot their defensive assignment there. Tiverge, good ball handling, and then just gives it up. Vevers back the other way. Nice spin move. Vevers off the mark, but Avery Orije cleans up. Orije, just a 2027 youngster, outstanding talent. It's a name you're going to be hearing a lot over the next couple of years, just flying up the recruiting rankings. Miller. McMaster, again a little scoop. This time from the right side. Back to back from Cam McMaster. Love it, Cam. And out of bounds turnover for Orangeville. So mass substitutions from both teams. Coming in, Ocean Dennis, number 5 for Crestwood. And who else is creeping in? Marie Denise and Tabu back in. Like Matosis Adderley back as well. And then for Orangeville, and there's a lay-in, Marie-Grace Talley. 18-9, Crestwood out quick. Tiverge. Stolen, reckless pass, and that one just telegraphed. And an easy lay-in for Marie-Grace Talley. Been a part of Team Canada. Class of 2026. One of many great talents out of the province of Quebec. Make an argument, Montreal producing the best ballers. And that's a foul before the shot on both the men's and women's side. Well, Madigan looks like she's going to check back in. I had a nice chat with both her parents during the OSBA championships out at the Pan Am Center, and there was a possibility she was just going to focus on track, give up the hoops, because she's an outstanding track athlete with a good summer doing that. But so really happy to see she's back in an Orangeville uniform, one of my favorite players. Just tenacious on defense. Firth inbounds. Madigan looks to be a long two, but off the mark. Matosis Adderley back the other way for Crestwood. Just joining us, Crestwood, blue and white, and there's a travel. So that's the youngster, Gabby Fajamirakun. He's in grade 8, 6'5". Out of this world, unbelievable. In grade 8, I was 4'10", 4'9", and grew to 6 foot. So let's see where Gabby's going to grow to. Firth. No. Ocean Dennis. Dennis, previously with King's Christian and Tabu. And then we're seeing Francisca Von Jansen for the first time tonight, number 13. One of the new girls for Orangeville. 2:42 to go. Crestwood comfortable in the opening quarter here. 20-9. Excuse me. My first hoops game of the year. I'm a little rusty as well. I got to shake it out. You always got, because I'll say this 1,000 times during broadcast. I'm NCAA, and so I know the women play 4, but it's usually 220s in my mind, and then you always forget. You're like, oh yeah, these are FIBA rules, which is what we play here in the OSBA. Firth. Katie had a great OSBA playoff run. Madigan, nice lay-in. Well done, ladies. Bit more like it from Orangeville Prep. Lead back to 10. So if you're Orangeville, like I said, they wanted to be up with the top dogs. Well, how about starting the season against Crestwood? And that's what they're up against. Also without their star point guard. Good feed underneath, and Fiona Madigan, lovely little backdoor cut from Fiona. It's the speed of her caused problems for anyone. So good. Wide open, Matosis Adderley. And the rebounds, first basket for Gabby Fajamirakun. 23-13 Crestwood. Madigan, last 2 buckets for Orangeville. Von Jansen, no. And Tabu, coast to coast. And she's bumped, drew the contact from Madigan. And Marie Denise and Tabu to the line. And another of many from Quebec. Cam McMaster back in for Feynman, so is Avery Miller. And we're going to see Sydney Sellers for the first time today. New player from Fergus, Ontario. I spent my summer doing play-by-play for League One, which is soccer, men and women. And I played the game of soccer for 40 years, coached it, but it's different. It's because it's so much slower, right? You got 90 minutes, not a lot happening. You have a game where it's 0-0 or 1-0. And so whenever that goal comes, you got to be kind of ready. Whereas basketball, there's 100 opportunities to make a big call. Firth off the rim. Soccer, you don't get that. A bit of a different wrestling match. Fajamirakun just out-muscled McMaster and thought there was a foul calling, but no, it's just going to be Crestwood ball. 1 minute, 11 seconds to go, opening quarter. Crestwood by 12. Ocean Dennis to Orije. Orije to her left hand. Can't get the roll. Rebound Sellers. Tiverge pulls up. She should have leaned into Matosis Adderley because she left her feet, and she would have drew the foul and then put it up even. Could have got a three-point play if it dropped. The small things you got to notice. Great ball movement. Orangeville, bang. Avery Orangeville. That's some pretty sweet hoops from Crestwood. Great ball movement. And then Orangeville with the dagger. Well, shout out to Marlo Davis, head coach of Crestwood. He's done an outstanding job. He's going to earn his money this year. Avery Miller, no. The wrestling match breaks out, and possession arrow will favor Orangeville. So good hustle by Avery Miller to get on the grounds, grab that ball. 7.4 seconds to go. Shot clock at 9, so Orangeville plenty of time here to hold for the last shot of the quarter. Firth will inbound. Looks like, for my money, it's either they're going to try to get it to McMaster. Miller drew the contact, no foul called. Cam at the buzzer, no. So at the end of one quarter, Crestwood, the reigning champs, with a 28-13 lead over Orangeville Prep. I'm Chris McKee. Appreciate you tuning in. Great to be back in this booth. A lot of different changes here with the Orangeville, both the men and the women. There's Orangeville now with the Nike EYBL team. Then they got another team that's for the OSBA, as well as the grind session down in the U.S. And then another younger team for the OSBA, juniors. So a lot of hoops coming through this gym. And then on the women's side, obviously just the senior team and junior team. I had the chance, the blessing to call the OSBA championships last year, including the final. And you can go check out, the OSBA made like a little mini documentary on their YouTube channel, just OSBA TV. It's called All Access, and they show all the games, even the Orangeville women's game in that mix, the final. And they kind of use my voice layered all over top. So they make documentaries using my voice. And then the next seasons come, and they don't ask me to do any games. Gotta love that. Good enough to make a documentary, but not good enough to call another one. Alas, still have the opportunity to be here at Orangeville calling these games, which is cool. I like to do, I did quite a bit of the other games last year, a whole bunch. Was doing a bunch of girls games, boys game all over Ontario. But it's a nice change up once in a while, but I always love Orangeville, still the best place to be. Well, 28-13, Brooke McLeod, big time in the opening quarter. Orangeville had no answer for her. And then Marlo Davis had his ladies shooting from three. Avery Orangeville in the mix, Juliana Rogers with a big three as soon as she came off the bench. So back to it. Ocean Dennis inbounds to Orangeville. McLeod on the floor. Number 15, Marie Grace Talley. And then Taya Matosis Adderley in the corner. There's Orangeville again. Tough jump shot over a defender, and it drops for Avery. Avery, so good. It's a player that you're going to see, like I said, all over socials. Will start to jump on that. You know, I said the same thing 2 years ago about I got McKeer, and then now top 5 player on the ESPN, recruiting, all that. I don't know if Orangeville's quite there just yet, but it's not going to be far behind that. Feynman just telegraphing the pass has got to be a little bit more careful, but at least does a good job to get back and foul hard and not allow an easy lay-in. Marie Grace Talley to the line. She's played at Dawson College before. So did number 3 in Tabu. And playing up against older girls. So Crestwood, Crestwood usually gets everyone's best. They know they're the top dogs. Lovely feed in for McMaster, but can't get a handle on it. And McLeod pushes it up to Orangeville. Avery with a right hand this time. My goodness. Avery Orangeville and one. She's on fire right now. I was just thinking in my head, Orangeville a little too reliant on that left hand, and then she goes right hand, and it's absolutely lovely. Orangeville from Mississauga. Also been a part of Team Canada. Feynman. Madigan. No foul call. She just got smacked in the face by McLeod. Feynman swish, high arcing three. Mackenzie Feynman. And yeah, Madigan, it looks like she might be bleeding. And if she's bleeding, then ref, probably a foul call. If you have a player that's going off after getting smacked in the face and could be bleeding, you might want to reconsider if that was a foul or not. Alas, Crestwood gets away with one. Tyler. Matosis Adderley. Tiana 2025, so this her grad year. Expecting big things from her. She's one of the ones that maybe a second unit player last year. Now she's got to be one of the top dogs for Crestwood. And the passing not as crisp as it needs to be right now for Orangeville. They trail by 20. 8:22 to go, opening half. Knocked out of bounds. Everyone in the gym saying Crestwood knocked that out. Yeah, thank you. McLeod knocked it out. And these are different referees than I'm used to seeing. Normally I've seen the same refs up here for many years. This is a different crew, which is good. Not that there's anything wrong with the other refs. I just think it gets a bit much when it's the same refs calling the same games. You got to have a little bit of new eyes. Firth to Woodard, to Maya Woodard. Lovely. Orangeville's had success with those little backdoor cuts. They've got some great athletes, Woodard and then Madigan, the speed on two of them. They can blow by Crestwood. And so Orangeville's got to get a little bit more creative, and Woodard got away with a bit of foul. McLeod looking for a call, but when back the other way, perhaps that's the equalizer, the even out. McMaster inbounds. Cam from the Calgary area. Came left Alberta last year to come to the OSBA. She's got some NCAA interest. Looking to build on that. Missed on that jumper. Knocked out of bounds, and it's still going to be Orangeville ball. Cam's got a whole bunch of Canadian universities after. American ones building. That's obviously going to continue to grow all throughout this season. Cam can't get the roll, hit every bit of the rim, and then just popped out unlucky. And then Crestwood back the other way, Juliana Rogers, but it doesn't fall for her. Well, Juliana from Unionville, class of 2026, played with Niagara Prep last season, or the year before. Matosis Adderley to the bench, and Stella Evans checks in. Niagara Prep, a team really good 2 years ago. What was the girl? Clark? Tanisha Clark, I think. Down in Akron. Big player for Niagara. It's weird, when you spend the summer not doing basketball, and then as soon as you get back in the gym, the names start to reappear. Give me a couple weeks, they'll all be back in my memory. T-Verge off the screen from Feynman, just doesn't fall. Orangeville running some great sets. He's got to get these shots to drop. And McMaster bumps McLeod. I don't know if that's a shooting foul. It's not. Crestwood will inbound underneath. For those unfamiliar, Crestwood, the school itself, just in between Victoria Park and the Don Valley Parkway off York Mills. Rogers. And what do they call it? I think they're calling a push-off. No? I looked down for 1 second and what's that? Oh, Woodard inbounds. DeMea's played with Kia Nursley. A lot of these girls come through that program in the summer. Madigan. T-Verge helps her out. Poked out of bounds. It's still going to be Orangeville ball. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Lots of time to set up whatever they need. And Greg Firth wants a timeout to draw up a play. 20-point lead for Crestwood Prep. 6:26 to go, opening half. Chris McKee, appreciate you tuning in. Game 1 so far this year. Plenty more to come. We'll be up here doing most of the, well, definitely all the girls games, and then most of the men's games. Can't do them, well, I'm going to do the academy and the OSBA grind session team. And then the odd time try to get in. It's just a long drive. Like, took me hour 40 minutes to get up here in no traffic on a perfectly sunny day coming in from Pickering. Started a new job last week, just a part-time thing, working for the Ottawa Senators minor league team in Belleville, the Belleville Senators, and that's actually closer. It takes me less time to get to Belleville than it does from Pickering to Orangeville. But I'm not on air with Belleville. I'm doing the kind of like post-game interview, the media and communications assistant, so post-game interviews and stuff like that. Writing some articles for the Belleville Senators websites, all that kind of stuff, and then keeping stats, something different. So back to it. They're trying to get the shot clock. That's the reason for the delay. Back up. It should be at 8 seconds. We're starting to get warm in here. It's nice and cool outside. It was about 10 locally here in the Orangeville area, and there's the 8 seconds up on the shot clock. But the temperature in this gym sways. It goes from ice cold to boiling hot every 5 minutes or so. Madigan. Fiona and Orangeville swallows her, or sorry, Crestwood swallows her up McLeod. T-Verge steals it back. Von Jansen had a wide open look, goes lay in, and it drops. Franny Von Jansen. 37-19, Crestwood over Orangeville. Kick out, and it's, what are they calling, a travel? Nope. Either way, turnover. It's going to be Orangeville ball. Katie Firth checks back in for Avery Miller. Out of bounds. It's still going to be Orangeville ball. Orangeville setting up. Bad inbound, Orangeville. And a foul by Madigan just to stop the breaks. Good foul, actually. Well, 5:55 to go. Orangeville to the line after that foul. You know, we talk about the no Trillium this year. I mean, that's good for a lot of the other teams, but that's not necessarily good for Crestwood because level of competition for them going to be significantly less compared to what it has been last year where they had the split divisions. So there's going to be some games with big-time blowouts. But also an opportunity for the other girls to compete against Crestwood to know what the marker is of where your program could and should be. Woodard, she's trying to draw the foul. Just got knocked off balance a little bit. Orangeville up to Rogers. Evans. Swish. Stella Evans from 3 for Crestwood. 42-19. New season for Crestwood, but not missing a beat. Ron Jansen off the mark. And it's still going to be Orangeville ball. 5:28 to go. McMaster will come in for Woodard. And Madigan to inbound. Fiona offs a gold medal in long jump. Also does triple jump. Ran a 12.84 in the 100 meters. Firth attacks. She's hammered. Are we going to give a whistle? No? Oof. It was like a pinball machine. 2 girls in blue. A hip check on either side. Evans. McMaster steals. Madigan. Firth. And went out of bounds. Ron Jansen, foot on the line. Turnover. So all Crestwood opening half. Just comes at you in so many different directions. It's never 1 or 2 girls. It's 8. And it looks like a little push off. Evans trying to get some space. And a bit too aggressive. Bit of a gift call, I think, from the refs. But if you're Orangeville, you'll take it. 4:48 to go, opening half. I just realized we got our Orangeville legend in the building, Keyshawn Saunders. One of my favorite players here. I saw him. Is that Keyshawn? I just have to check with Mark from Orangeville to check. He's like, yeah, that's him. So just got a text back. Keyshawn played down at Toledo for a couple of years and then Portland State. Great player. Huge block by Orangeville. He's doing it both ends of the floor. 4:29 to go. Still Orangeville ball, 6 on the shot clock. So got to act quick here. McMaster, turnaround from Cam, no. Started off well, and then the bounce has not fallen for her. And Tabu. Orangeville. Avery. And does a good job to draw the foul. Katie Firth called on that one. 4:11 to go. Orangeville to shoot 2. Of course, plenty of reason to watch NCAA women's hoops this year with all these Crestwood girls all across the U.S. Which obviously Toby Fournier, you'll be seeing her quite a bit at Duke. Feynman. And out of bounds, Crestwood ball. Well, 43-19. And Tabu. Rogers, Orangeville, great first half. And McLeod just ran under the hoop. Turnover, and Tabu to Brooke. Brooke McLeod all day. 45-19. Feynman. And miscommunication between her and Madigan. It'll come for Orangeville. We see it's a bit of an adjustment going up against the Crestwood girls. It's just, especially right out the gate, you got to realize, we got to play faster. Our passes got to be more efficient, and we got to hit shots when we're open. And Tabo, kick out. Orangeville wide open. Avery, Orangeville, all nets. The Orangeville show is revving up. And now Crestwood pressing, putting the foot on the throats of Orangeville. A couple Orangeville alum, now down in the U.S. Chloe Collin, she was at Northern Idaho, JUCO. Travel, Madigan, she's up there dancing like Michael Jackson. Jenna Chateau. Jenna's at St. Mary's, I believe, on the East Coast. And no, missing one other. Well, 2:48 to go, opening half. Crestwood, 30-point lead. If you're Orangeville, just don't even look at the score. You just got to run your sets and be efficient. And a bit of a shoving match going on. I don't know what they finally called Cam. She was a bit too aggressive on that. She didn't need to be because she had Orangeville pinned, kind of backing up on that line. She didn't have anywhere to go. And so if you're Orangeville, yeah, it's just about run your plays, make your shots, focus on that. You're not going to get 30 points on one shot. Just got to kind of play within yourself. Orangeville just torching them here in the second quarter. Miller. And a double dribble called. The pressure from McLeod paying off. No chill on Crestwood. And same thing for them. They got to keep playing. 50-19. Now, we saw Orangeville with some epic second half comebacks last year a couple times. Bond, they just had their number. There's Rogers off the mark. Rebound to Cam. But I think trying to dig out of a 40-point hole against Crestwood would take the cake and be the best sit-up. Matosis Adderley back in. Tiverich. And it's a blocking foul against Intabu. 2:16 to go. And checking out some NBA preseason. The Raptors look absolutely horrible. So if you're a Raptors fan, it's not going to be a good year for you. Orangeville, Evans, Matosis Adderley, adjusted, gets her own rebounds. And Tabu, Marie Denise and Tabu for three. Just flying from every different direction from Crestwood Prep. Madigan, Firth, in and out. If you could sum up Orangeville's first half, it would be that right there. McLeod running the floor. Brooke McLeod. It's McLeod and Orangeville all day. And Tabu passed a little off for Tyann, who went and scooped that up. She's pinned in the corner. She couldn't do much. She tried to throw it off Miller. Miller weaving through everyone, coast to coast, and she's fouled. Avery Miller will shoot 2. Avery, previously with Caledon in the OSBA, part of the BioSteel Futures a couple years ago. Obviously now just called the All-Canadian game after last year. Had the chance to do that with Rod Black. I got to do color commentating for the first time ever. Normally I'm the play-by-play guy. They brought Rod in, and so I was doing the color. A little bit different, but cool to get the chance to work with a legend like Rod Black. Rod, of course, the voice of the Toronto Raptors for about 20 years. Now doing CBL and a bunch of other stuff. Orangeville. Evans, wide open, high arcing 3, no. Woodard rebound. Firth. Madigan. And good hustle from Woodard. Shot clock didn't reset because it didn't hit rim, so it's at 10. Woodard. Lay in, no. McMaster will reset. Firth up and under, and she'll get herself to the line, Katie Firth. So 55-20, 10.4 to go, opening half. All Crestwood prep. If you're just joining us, Ayla Corrigal, Orangeville's point guard, out injured, hip injury. It looks to be a temporary thing. You expect to see her over the next week or two, I would imagine. Matosis Adderley is fouled. 4.7 to go. Tough call against Orangeville. Tyann to shoot 2. Well, they put 5.2 on, so they added a little bit, because that's what Crestwood needs, more time. Well, it looks like someone on Crestwood stepped over a lane violation, and so the shot doesn't count. It'll be Orangeville ball. 5.2 to go, so they got time, but they got to hurry. McMaster to Firth. Can she get, no, she's fouled. McLeod fouls her, so with 0.9 to go, Katie will shoot free throws. Appreciate you guys tuning in here on the Orangeville Prep YouTube stream. Don't forget, click that red button, subscribe, stay up to date on all things Orangeville. Get notified anytime a new game's happening. Also drop Orangeville's women's team a follow on Instagram. It's at Orangeville Prep WBB. And then on Twitter, X, it's OPrep WBB. And then, of course, the men's side, Orangeville Prep. Always posting great content throughout the year. Firth gets it to 57-23. Orangeville, and they won't even try a shot at that. So Crestwood Prep comfortable in the opening 2 quarters with a 57-23 lead. I'm Chris McKee. Appreciate you tuning in. We're going to take, I guess, what, a 10-15 minute break, and we'll be back for the start of the second half. Little check 1-2. Welcome back for the start of the second half. OSBA Women's Hoops, Game 1 of the 2024-25 season. Crestwood Prep just cruising 57-23, courtesy of a big-time performance from Brooke McLeod and then Avery Orangeville as well. Everyone in blue and white playing great. So keep in mind, I do not have access to stats. Don't provide me any of that info. I do not have any kind of monitor up here in the booth, just me and my rosters I print, do some research in advance, and roll. And so it'd be nice to have live action. It was nice doing the OSBA Championship. They had that app where you could stay up to date on who had what points, rebounds, all that kind of stuff. Either way, Brooke McLeod's got a ton, so does Orangeville. If you're Orangeville, like I said, they just got to keep doing their thing. Don't even pay attention to the score at this point. Just use each possession as an opportunity to try something new. Kendall Vevers lay in for Crestwood. Vevers also runs track, 400 meters and cross country, triple jump as well. Part of the Crestwood Juniors last year and now up with the main squad. McMaster. See, Cam's got to recognize she had a height advantage, size advantage. She just could have turned around. Nice little kiss off the glass. Sometimes the simplest thing is the best thing. So Madigan took that shot in the nose and is now wearing the Bill Lambier face mask. Turnaround from Marie-Grace Talley over top of Madigan. Keep in mind, Madigan, no foul called on the one that got her that face mask. Good to see she's out there soldiering through. McMaster, and she's fouled. So Campbell shoot 2. No, she won't. It's not a shooting foul. Just going to be Orangeville ball on the inbound. See what I know. Madigan to Feynman. Fiona off the rim. Vevers to Orije. Tale, short. And knocked out of bounds. Still going to be Crestwood ball. Oh, went and checked out some Bill Crothers girls versus Redmond last week homecoming. Gym was packed. There was all the students in there because the game was at like, what, 1:30? And then watch the boys after Bill Crothers versus Jay Addison. Jay Addison's in trouble this year. It's only 9 guys. They're going to have a really hard time. There's Marie Grace Tale, another layup. 40-point lead, Crestwood. You'll hear that many times throughout the season. McMaster with the lay-in. 8 minutes to go, third quarter. Evans. She got away with it, Dan. She was tapping a little bit way too much. Now there's the turnover. Substitutions. Woodard back in for Madigan. So Lexi Anderson, one of the new players, 6'6", center from just north of Sudbury, new player, injured concussion protocol. So we'll see her sooner rather than later. You know, Coach Firth was hoping she'd be cleared for today, but not. Miller, Avery Miller, nice little jump shot from Avery. That's it if you're Orangeville. Just take what's in front of you. Orije, bang. Cannot give her that kind of space. Avery Orije. Firth guarded by Vevers. Miller back-to-back from Avery. And Tabu. And Tabu rips that back. Second time's a charm. Marie-Denise and Tabu. Wide open for McMaster. No. Orije. And just lost a handle on it. Still going to be, well, it's going to be Orangeville ball, turnover. Substitutions. Gabby Fajamirakun back in, the 6'5", grade 8, which is just unbelievable. And then Ocean Dennis. That's up there with one of my favorite names in basketball. Vaughn Jansen. Crestwood's defense suffocating, and a travel called against Firth. It's just Crestwood's D so good, the length, tough to get around them. And Orangeville ladies just lost in the corner. 6:14 to go, third quarter. Crestwood showing why they're the back-to-back OSBA champs. In corner 3, Marie Grace Tale. Every angle. It just keeps raining from Crestwood. Firth, no. You know, Crestwood, not too many girls' high school programs, any program really. Dennis off the mark. Tale, no. Rebound McMaster, but you know, you go back a couple years, TSN Sports Center doing a feature on the team, and my voice was all in that. Katie Firth, nice lay-in. And then last year, seeing these articles in Sportsnet, not your usual basketball blogs, but getting interest and full-length features on Crestwood, on Sportsnet, which is really impressive. They're calling them the best women's high school team ever. And, you know, just looking right now, look, there's going to be a slight drop-off, but I think they're going to be just fine, because you're only going to see Orangeville get better, McLeod get better. They've got a grade 8 out there who's 6'5". She's going to get better. Some of the others that have come up from the juniors, outstanding players, and so I don't think they're quite as good as last year, but they're certainly not far off it. And Crestwood's still going to be the team to beat in the OSBA. Rogers. Good defense from Tiverge. And Tabu goes right hand and off the glass. Marie-Denise and Tabu. 73-31, Crestwood Prep. Just got a little gift brought in. Got my Orangeville Prep. Oh, sweet. These shoes are amazing. Big thanks to Jesse, and there's another bucket falls. That's Ocean Dennis riding the wave for Crestwood, 75-31. But yeah, big shouts to Jesse Tipping, hooking me up here with some nice Nike shoes. Nice new Orangeville golf shirt, which I definitely need. Woodard blows by everyone, but can't finish. Oh, big defense. Avery Miller, huge block. And then Orangeville back the other way. They've got numbers. Woodard trying to draw a foul. Ref's keeping the whistle in the pocket, which I'm okay with. Tiverge wide open. No. And Feynman lost a handle on it. Well, let me check these out. There's some sweet. Some nice Nike. What kind are these? Oh man, these are great. Big thank you so much, Jesse. These are friggin' awesome. I needed a new pair of runners as well, and those will absolutely fit the bill. McLeod, 3 seconds in the key. Let me try these on. Normally I wouldn't, but it's 75-31, so I can try on these shoes mid-game. I bought some amazing new socks at the CNE this year. The Canadian National Exhibition, for those from Southern Ontario that know. $30 socks I bought. There's a very famous painting called A Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer. And there's actually two of them, but they're both, two of the most expensive, top 5 expensive paintings in the world, and I just one of my favorite paintings, love it. So I saw the socks that are a replica of that painting. So Google A Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer or The Woman in Gold, and that's the socks I'm wearing. That's and digging the new shoes. There's Woodard. Nope. She's getting the chances, just not finishing, so hopefully that'll come as the season goes on. Good ball movement. Tale. No, off the mark. Woodard. Tiverge. Pull up from the free throw line. Abby doesn't fall for it. 2:30 to go, third quarter, 75-31. Crestwood cruising. Rogers. And Tyann Matosis Adderley is fouled. Disappointed it didn't drop for, but she's going to shoot some free throws. Orangeville back in. Orangeville star of the game so far. Matosis Adderley will shoot a couple. So, pretty busy gym here opening night, Orangeville, especially for a 5 o'clock tip-off. Not easy getting up from the Toronto area or wherever you're coming from, Southern Ontario, to get to Orangeville in rush hour traffic. That's why usually sometimes the 7, 8 o'clock games a little busier, but this one's still pretty decent. Madigan with the face mask on. Good ball movement. Tiverge, no, just won't fall for her. And 2:01 to go, third quarter. McLeod will inbound. McLeod, and it just blows by our defender, Brooke McLeod. She's gotten so much better over the past 18 months or so. It's night and day. Extra pass, and that drops Sydney Sellers. So Sellers out of Central Wellington High School. One of the new ladies with Orangeville. And, McMaster hammered Tale. She looked at the ref, and then the ref looked at the scoreboard and went, "You're not getting that call." Tiverge to McMaster, and then good D by Matosa Zatterley, but the foul called against her. So Orangeville getting the calls now with the score what it is. $1:09 to go, third quarter. You know what we got to get? I get the Orangeville golf shirt, which is awesome. I haven't seen them have any baseball caps in a while. Really good Orangeville baseball cap. The older I get, I'm starting to rock hats more because the gray's getting a little too thick, so I got to hide it. So I got to hide that gray hair with hats, which I haven't worn for many years, but I'm starting to again. Last minute to play in the third. Matosa Satterley, no. Rebound McMaster. Madigan. Cam running the floor, no. Orangeville looks good. It's just the finish is in there. And hopefully that'll come. Tiana keeps that in. So McLeod, no. Brooke gets her own rebound. Crestwood will reset to a Rejay. Rogers, the lefty, short. So many good players on Crestwood. An embarrassment of riches. Tyann Matosis Adderley, easy lay-in for the senior. I feel like I've been calling Tyann's games for years. Orangeville, that's a travel. Katie knew right away. She picked it up. With double dribble, whatever you want to call, either way, you can't do that. 3:3 to go, so Crestwood has time for a heave. Orangeville gets it, 2, 1, and that one doesn't go. That's about the only thing that hasn't gone the way of Crestwood here tonight. 81-35, the champs pouring it on. I'm Chris McKee, appreciate you tuning in. Great to be back in the Athlete Institute. Another season underway. We'll be back here Thursday night with the men's team, Orangeville Prep, taking on, I think, the London Basketball Academy. I'll be on the call for that. I think it's a 7 p.m. tip-off. I miss the days, and they got to try to figure out a way to do that, where it was like 3 games in a row. So going back a couple of years, we used to have the main Orangeville team, and then we had Athlete Institute Red and Athlete Institute Black, and sometimes they all 3 in a night. So we'd start at like 5, 7, and then 9. Obviously getting out of here pretty late, but a lot of fun, just one after another. great atmosphere in the gym. The standalone games, easier on my voice, but sometimes for me it's like if I'm making the drive up here in almost 2 hours, you almost want to get 2 games in sometimes, just because it's like, well, I'm making that drive. I used to like the 3 once in a while. So many good players. Speaking of those teams, David Muka was signing a deal, I think it was the Houston Rockets. So didn't even play for the main Orangeville team, was on one of the Athlete Institute teams. Ended up going to Lamar University down in the Southland, was the Defensive Player of the Year there. Then transferred over to UNLV for the Runnin' Rebels. Had a couple of huge seasons in the Mountain West. Got himself on the G League team, built his way up, and now signed with the Houston Rockets. And so Orangeville, hopefully this year, will have another NBA jersey to plaster on that wall. I think it was Houston. And I saw Thon Maker, who's been playing over in Europe, Orangeville legend. He's back, signed another deal in the NBA as well. And so hopefully Thon can get back into the league. Thon of the knee chop, one of the great. They had that fight because Thon plays for Australia, and they had that fight. I think it was the Philippines, and Thon was in the middle of it. And you get a dude who's like 7 foot and change, comes with a flying knee. It's one of the best videos ever. Thon, obviously, freakishly talented player. Speaking of freakishly talented, Avery Orangeville on cue. Swish. 84-35, Crestwood Prep. And Orangeville, the scoop this time, and Brooke McLeod generous. Leaves it for Juliana Rogers. Crestwood. Oh, now they updated it, so 51-point lead. Keep in mind, I think, what I believe is Orangeville's best player, Ayla Corrigal, out today. So you put her in this much different scenario. But either way, good to be back. OSBA action underway again. You go all summer and you think, will I ever be in a basketball gym again? And then, well, thankfully, here we are. Drop me a follow on socials at Mr. McKee. I always do post-game interviews and post them online. So I'm hoping to want to grab a Orangeville today for sure. And maybe some Brooke McLeod. In a game like this, I'll probably leave the Orangeville girls alone. Even when it pros, it's tough asking professional athletes questions after they lose. Never mind high school kids or college kids. Feynman. And again, those little backdoor cuts from Orangeville have worked all night. There's Mackenzie Feynman. I was looking up Mackenzie. It said that she played League One soccer with Aurora. It's the same one. That's impressive. League One, semi-pro league. It's like, so League One is actually, so in the soccer system, they have the university, the OUA, the U Sports, all that. But the summer leagues are actually better for the men and women of that age. It's called League One Ontario. It's higher quality because it's a mix of pros and then university players. And if Mackenzie played in that league, that's impressive because, again, it's a cut above what university soccer would be. McMaster, the kick out to Miller. Off the mark, but Cam McMaster there to clean up the mess. Well done, Cam. So big shout out to Cam's family out in Alberta. Madigan, stolen. McMaster again, back-to-backs. Cam McMaster. Cam, an outstanding season last year, looking to build on that. And hopefully get the chance to see her playing somewhere south of the border. course, big shout out. Oh, hold on one sec. It was a foul, looks like off the ball, what the call is. I didn't see what the call was. Either way, it's going to be Orangeville ball. But yeah, big shout out to Aaliyah Edwards, Crestwood Prep alum, the number 6 overall pick in this year's WNBA draft. Made her debut season with Washington. And I was checking out some WNBA. I wasn't watching Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark. I was watching Aaliyah Edwards. So Crestwood Prep now can slap a WNBA jersey in their gym. McMaster, no. And Feynman steals that, but can't keep it in. Unlucky. Good effort from McKenzie, though. And that's what you want to see. Fourth quarter here, you see Crestwood cruising, but you want to see a sustained effort from Orangeville, no let-up, because they're going to have to face this Crestwood team multiple times this season, obviously through OSBA, and then all their tournaments they're in and all the showcases. And so still an opportunity to send a message. Sydney Sellers back in, as well as Demea Woodard for Orangeville. Number 14, Sahana Minot in for Crestwood. That's Tabu with a lay-in. So Marlo Davis dipping into his bench, giving some of the other ladies a go, as well as the youngster Gabby Fajimirakun. Woodard, no. Gabby with the rebound. Mentioned this girl still in grade 8. You know, when it makes you feel old, you're like, oh yeah, she's a 20, 30 something. And there's Juliana Rogers for 3. If Gabby is only in grade 8, so what, 4 or 5 years from now. So yeah, she'd be a class at 2030. My goodness. Let's hope we're all still alive in 2030. Especially me. Fajimirakun with the follow. Impressed with Gabby. Again, you know, you look at Brooke McLeod and where she is now. Gabby light years ahead of where Brooke was. And there's a block both ends of the floor for Gabby. And now you see the player Brooks become, and so if there's ever a program for Gabby to be under, it's playing under Marlo Davis. And there's Avery Origi again. It doesn't stop. So Avery going to be in the mix for OSBA MVP. And that's the question. You know, you lose Toby, you lose Agat McKeer, and all those other sorts. Who's gonna pick up where they left off? And well, Avery Origi says, I'm good with that. Brooke McLeod as well. Minot. And one. Sahana Minot. The young lady from Quebec, new to Crestwood. Well, new to the senior team anyways. 97-41, 5:57 to go. Check out my Instagram, undrafted_FA. I'll post some of the highlights throughout the week. Might have some time tomorrow, because I'm back up here Thursday, and then I'm working all weekend up in Belleville. Any golf fans out there, you can check out my radio show This Week in Golf, which, by the way, since last year, has been nationally syndicated. Tiverge off the mark. Got a couple stations out in BC added. Juliana Rogers, easy lay-in for Juliana. And Crestwood has hung 100 on Orangeville Prep. 59-point lead. Yeah, This Week in Golf on News Talk Saga 960 in Southern Ontario. And then Radio NL Kamloops, BC, which runs into Alberta, northern part of the United States. They also, a couple other smaller stations that they're affiliated with, like in Clearview, BC. I don't even know, but yeah, an extra 3 radio stations out west for my golf show. And then it's on Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff. 5:21 remaining, all Crestwood prep. You know, Crestwood talked about this off the top. There's Orangeville wide open, and she does not miss Avery Orangeville. It's cruel at this point. Yeah, they were down all throughout those prep leagues in the U.S., Crestwood destroying them. Make an argument with best program in North America, certainly top 5. Miller, Woodard, wide open, way off. Keep shooting though if you're Orangeville. Just 6:27 local time. Well, both teams plenty of time to get home and do your homework. No excuses, not a late tip. So. Von Jansen off the mark with the shot clock winding down. And Tabu back the other way. She's got Evans. Or sorry, that's Vevers. Kendall Vevers steals that with the red sneakers. I'm a blind old man. Rogers left-handed 3 in and out. And Tabu, so good. Great ball handler. I think Marie Denise and Tabu is an upgrade, and there's double dribble called, an upgrade at the point guard position from anything Crestwood's had over the past couple of years, and so an improvement there. Obviously a lot younger than they have been in recent years. T. Verge got away with a travel. Beavers and McMaster pokes that away. Minot? No. Miller, leg brace. My dad's like 67? He's wearing the same leg brace. He's got knee surgery coming up. Von Jansen off the mark. Good hustle, gets her own rebounds. And then Gabby Fajimirakum, big block, and a wrestling match breaks out. Just 3:17 to go. It's going to be Crestwood ball. And Orangeville will get the ball, after all. Von Jansen. Miller with the shot clock expiring. Avery Miller, and it drops for a nice little finger roll from Avery. Good to see Avery back in the lineup. Looking good, looking healthy. And just explosive. Marie Denise and Tabu, so good. Loving what I've seen from her tonight, just an explosive first step. Former RSEQ All-Star, part of Team Quebec. Played Become One AAU. Ocean Dennis. No. Dennis, and she's hammered, but no call. At this point, I think the refs are just like, trying to see this through. Stella Evans back in. She's a 2027. Discussion at the scores table. Big shout out to Ian back there at the scores table. Volunteer up in Orangeville for many years. Always love chatting with him. Ian's a dude who's over on the scores table. He's a local guy, and he used to buy season tickets because he just loves hoops and loved the talent in this gym, and just became a regular face around. And now he's actually working over the scores table the past couple of years, and has been a key part of the program. His good smiling face every time I walk in this gym. 103-43. Feynman. Mackenzie Feynman doesn't drop for her. Stella Evans and Crestwood. I mean, no chill on them. They're sprinting back up there, full speed. Love it. Beavers. And a foul. And that's Hanneman not as fouled, and she'll shoot 3 free throws. 154 remains. I'm going to get my camera out for the post-game interviews. Not a lot of info on Sahana. You know, I always spend time Googling every single player, trying to find notes. Some of them, obviously, there's plenty, and others not. Keep in mind, these are high school kids. And so some players an abundance of info, others absolutely nothing. So obviously game one, get familiar with her and learn throughout the season. Miller. And thrown out. Still going to be Orangeville ball with 6 seconds left on the shot clock, so got to hurry here. Try to get something off. Miller. Avery, finger roll. Doesn't go. She's had success with that tonight. She's played well, Avery. Evans. The kick out to Ocean Dennis. Off the rim. No good. Orangeville the other way. So year 2 for the Orangeville ladies. Not the start they wanted, but certainly the opponent they wanted. You want that measuring stick. Where are we? Playing against the best, you want to know. Obviously down a couple girls with injuries, but still a good benchmark. And, you know, I think that will allow kind of Greg Firth a little bit more leeway with the girls. Like, hey, you got to listen to what we're saying. Because sometimes after last year, maybe they start feeling themselves. Nice run to the championship game, and then, but now a step up in class. Facing these Crestwood girls. Corner 3 off the mark for Beavers. 30 seconds left. We'll tip of the cap to Crestwood. They lose a boatload of players to the NCAA, but they really don't lose a step. Just as good as ever, firing on all cylinders. And Crestwood's going to get out of here with a 104-43 victory. Still champs, Crestwood Prep. I'm Chris McKee. Appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget, click that red button, subscribe, stay up to date on all things Orangeville Prep. Drop a follow on the Instagram and Twitter, both the men's Orangeville Prep and the women's. We'll appreciate you tuning in. Game 1, a wrap. Always a pleasure to be back. Thanks to everyone, Jesse, Chantel, Mark, everyone involved with Orangeville for this opportunity to be here. One of many for 2024 and 2025. We'll see you back Thursday night, 7 p.m.